they could have all of the car companies in a position where they're coming to Apple and they're paying Apple for their patents. And Apple is making billions of dollars off patents, and Apple don't even have to build the skateboard. Why Apple doesn't need to build a car to crush Tesla. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Jermaine back with another video. Never thought I would be making a video like this. But this is pretty crazy. This is pretty insane. I was just sitting around and I was just thinking about all the news articles that have come out about Apple lately. You know, it's been, Apple's partnering with Kia. Apple's partnering with Hyundai. Apple's partnering with, GM. Apple's partnering with, it's always a different company now. And my guess, I made a story a couple days ago and I never ever put it out on this channel. Maybe I'll put it out just to put it out. But I made a story talking about how I believe the best company that would be the best match for Apple would be Volkswagen. Out of all the car companies, that exist, my guess was Volkswagen would be the best. Also, Volkswagen, they're already sort of begun their electric wave, and they're producing more electric cars than other ICE manufacturers. So my whole guess was Volkswagen would be the best choice. But then there's this other question. Well, Volkswagen's not American. So then when I think of American companies, I would think, well, okay, GM would be the best fit for Apple. But then wait, let's just think about Apple here. Do you guys think Apple really wants to do you really think that Apple wants to like build a car with another auto manufacturer? Or do you think Apple would sort of want the upper hand in the scenario? Now, if Apple went over to Nissan and said, "Hey, let's build a car together," well, is that really an Apple car, or is that really a Nissan with Apple slapped on top? This is a really good question. Now, would Apple build cars? Now, Apple doesn't even build iPhones. All the iPhones are built by Foxconn. So Apple, they don't have their own factories where they assemble their own products. Now, Tesla, on the other hand, Tesla is all about vertical integration. They're all about doing everything themselves. And Apple is not about that. And also think about Tesla. Tesla is already way ahead with developing electric cars. Apple hasn't even announced an electric car. Tesla has battery plants on 3 continents that they're building right now. So yeah, if Apple announced tomorrow morning, if they announce, hey, we're gonna make a Apple car, it's gonna cost $50,000. Well, when will that car be available to purchase? Who's gonna build that car? These are some very serious questions. Okay, I was just sitting around thinking, what auto company would actually want to work with Apple? Because Apple is, don't get me wrong, Apple would probably put the auto manufacturer in a situation with that Apple would still be on top, and Apple would still be sort of, still have a lot of power over them. So I don't think just them coming together and making a car, I don't think that would just be the right way to go. And then I thought about something. So what's the most important part of the car? Do you guys know what the most important part of the car, or at least electric cars, you know what the most important part of the whole car? The most important part of a car is called the skateboard. Now, what is the skateboard? Not a skateboard, not a boosted board. A skateboard is right here, what we have on the screen. This is a Tesla skateboard. And basically what a skateboard is, it's the underneath part of the car. The part on top of the car, pretty much the metal part, that's basically the facade of the car. And the top part of the car, the facade of the car, that's really easy to make. That's very, very easy to make. The expensive part of the car is here. These are batteries underneath. You got the wheels, you got the wheel systems, you got the motors underneath. This is really the juice of the car. This is the most expensive part of the car. Once you slap on the top facade, everything else to the car, Everything else is very, very inexpensive versus this part. The batteries are very expensive. The wheels, the motors, that's the most expensive part of the car is right here. So what does this have to do with Apple? What does a Tesla skateboard has to do with Apple? Okay. Well, one thing I've noticed around San Francisco, I've noticed these Lexuses driving around. I haven't seen them for some time, but there's these Lexus SUVs driving around, and they're driving around, they're collecting data. They don't look like the Google cars. They don't look like the Chevy Cruze cars. The Chevy Cruze cars and the Google cars have a lot of lidar on top, lots of cameras, and lots of employees in the car looking like they're working hard while they're just driving down the street. They got a computer in their lap. The Apple cars are a little bit different. They're collecting data, but they're collecting data on a different scale. Yeah. So, how Apple could totally crush Tesla is if Apple has been secretly navigating cities and secretly doing what Tesla is doing with all their cars on the road. All the Tesla cars are basically collecting data, feeding it back to Tesla. Well, let's just say they, over time, they have accumulated data. They figured out a way to map out streets with all the iPhones that people have in their pockets, which could very well be a way to map out data to a certain degree, because a lot of people have iPhones in their pockets, right? And let's just say Apple has been working on driverless technology, right? Now, once again, Apple is not a car manufacturer, right? So you may not get how this goes together. Like Apple, yeah, I believe that they've been working on AI. I've seen these cars running around, and a lot of people have rumored that these cars are Apple cars and they're collecting data for Apple. So the best scenario for Apple, easy way for Apple to crush Tesla, is if Apple makes their own skateboard. Apple creates the batteries. Apple creates the powertrain. Apple creates the motors. Apple creates all of the skateboard. Apple basically build the brain of the car. Now, once again, if Apple can build a brain of a car, like a skateboard, and if they can make this skateboard have really good range, which I'm sure Apple has been investing heavily in battery technology that they're just not public with. And if this is true, Apple could very well develop a skateboard that's just as good as Tesla's skateboard, collecting data from, I'm just kind of imagining here that maybe they're collecting data from their iPhones to some degree. Maybe they have a new way of collecting data, and they are developing a skateboard, and this skateboard is something that they don't have to build, because once they develop this, they could license the technology to other auto manufacturers, and other auto manufacturers can buy the skateboard from Apple, or not necessarily buy the skateboard from Apple, but other auto manufacturers can build their own skateboards, and Apple makes money off of all the skateboards. And then Apple could even, have driverless technology where it's like a subscription service, and it's something like full self-driving, and it's a way for you to, sit back and have full self-driving, but the Apple version. This is just my random guess, my random thoughts that I'm throwing out. If there's a company that could pull this off, it would be Apple, with their hundreds of billions of dollars in cash. This could be a company that could pull something like this off. And this would be the absolute best scenario for Apple, because they could have all of the car companies in a position where they're coming to Apple and they're paying Apple for their patents, and Apple is making billions of dollars off patents, and Apple don't even have to build the skateboard. They can just license the technology. They can sell software and make billions of dollars off of selling software. And they can also, license out the hardware to other auto manufacturers. And Apple won't, they can sit back and collect cash without even building this. Without building one factory. They can sit back and make billions of dollars just off of developing this and license off the technology to other auto manufacturers. It's insane. This is just my guess on Apple. I haven't heard anyone else say this like online, so this is one reason why I'm just putting this one out there. I'm really bullish on Apple, and if Apple can pull a rabbit out of a hat, this is the rabbit that they would pull out of a hat. Because if they came out and said, "Hey, we're gonna make a car," my question is, where are they gonna build that car at? My question is, where are they gonna, where is Apple gonna get into the factory business, and how long will it take for them to build factories? And once again, Tesla is already ahead of them. Tesla is building factories faster than like anyone else. So how is Apple gonna jump in and compete? Well, this would be the only way. If they made their own skateboard, they could crush Tesla, yo. They could literally crush Tesla if they made their own skateboard. If they, if they develop their own driverless technology, this is how they could compete with Tesla. This is how they could totally crush Tesla, guys. Anyway, I'm just gonna, just get out of La La Land right now. I'm just sitting back, imagining this, and I wanted to share my thoughts with you guys. Would love to know what you guys have to say about this in the comments below. But yeah, this is just my thoughts of how Apple could totally crush Tesla. Just thinking outside the box here. But anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Peace out, yo.